What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the video. We're going to talk about the Apple Watch Series 7. We have one on the table here, I have one on my wrist, and I mean, honestly, it's about as iterative as a watch update is going to be, but there are still some talking points. Apple's not going to release a new product with just like one new feature. So let's talk Series 7 and what's new compared to Series 6 if you're looking to upgrade. The most obvious and quite honestly, the most important change to the Series 7 is going to be a slightly larger display, but Apple's also kind of doing this certain flagship Android phone screen vibe where the display kind of contours over the edges, and there are a couple of exclusive watch faces that definitely take advantage of this interesting design choice. So you have Contour and you have Modular Duo. I really like the look of the Contour watch face. It basically puts the hour numbers to the very edges of the display, and they actually spill over into that waterfall type look that, you know, obviously goes over the edges. If that's not really your vibe, then you can use Contour Duo, which is essentially the Contour watch face with one other large center complication. So Apple's definitely made some changes to take advantage of the larger screen sizes. And speaking of screen sizes, we're looking at 45 millimeter for the larger watch and 41 millimeter for the smaller. Now I have 45 and I do have relatively small wrists, and 45 is definitely, I would say, a pretty large presence on my wrist. So if you're not someone who typically likes really big watches, I would say you're going to be really comfortable stepping down to 41. The interesting part about it is 41 is really not that small. Like when you think about it, I think it was like what, Series 3, Series 4, 42 millimeter used to be the big watch, and now the small watch is 41. I personally love big watches. I wouldn't mind if Apple made something like a 50 millimeter, but the flexibility is definitely there in this line. And Apple has also made some changes to watchOS to take advantage of the bigger display too. So like if you go into an application like Calculator, the buttons are also bigger just to kind of take advantage of the space. And interestingly enough, I'm not really sure how many people are going to get use out of this feature, there is a full-fledged QWERTY keyboard that is exclusive to Series 7 thanks to that bleeding edge display. When it comes to responding to text messages on my watch, I would say I hardly ever do that, but in the off chance that I'm going to respond, I'm probably going to stick to swiping or quite honestly just using my voice. I think that's more of a convenience whenever it comes to responding on a watch. But hey, if you're the type of person that likes to tap on little buttons on your watch, the Series 7 has you covered, bro. This is also the most diverse lineup in terms of Apple Watches that we've ever seen, both for materials and colors. So we have three materials: aluminum, titanium, and stainless steel. And as far as aluminum goes, you actually have 5 color options. You have product red, green, blue, midnight, and starlight. And you know what we've noticed is that if you want to get a neutral color for the Apple Watch, you have to step up to titanium or stainless steel. If you take a look at the aluminum lineup, nothing in there really fits like a color that you would probably want to wear on an accessory device like the watch every single day. So someone like myself that's always bought space gray for the watch, if I wanted to get space gray again, I'd have to step up to titanium, which is really interesting because it's kind of highlighted a trend with Apple's product lineup where a lot of their, let's call them pro-level devices, come in the neutral colors, and a lot of their entry-level devices come in the more fun colors, the colors that they feel are going to appeal to a lot more people, right? So when you look at like the iPhone 13 lineup, those colors typically match the aluminum colors on the watch. And then you step up to the pros and you have colors like graphite and silver, things that you would find to be more neutral. If you take a look at the iMacs with the M1 chips, that's a really colorful lineup. But then if you look at the new like MacBook Pros, those are only silver and space gray. Shift over to the iPad product lineup, and the Pros are only again in silver and space gray, and the iPad Airs and the iPad Minis come in the really nice and fun colors. So it'll be really interesting to see if Apple kind of continues this trend as they refresh more of their product lineups, but just something to think about. And if they do end up doing this, you heard it here first. Apple is also saying that this is the most durable Apple Watch ever. Now, I'm not about to sit here and try to break my watch in front of you. And honestly, when they first said this, I was thinking to myself, maybe they reinforced the aluminum enclosure or something to try to add to rigidity, but that wasn't the case. It turns out that the durability all lies with the front crystal. So they made it 50% thicker, and I'm not about to sit here and turn this into a geometry lesson for you, but essentially the way the glass is now shaped and how it fits into the enclosure makes it less prone to cracking. Hopefully I'm making sense here. But the watch also gained IP6X dust certification, and it maintains its 50-meter water resistance. So if you wanted to take this watch to the beach, it's going to be the most capable out of the entire lineup to survive that trip. If there's one area of the watch that for me has just been kind of meh, has really been the battery life. Now, Apple hasn't officially released battery capacity numbers, but if you're the type of person that likes to watch product teardowns, you'll know that the Series 7 actually does have slightly larger batteries compared to Series 6. Now, for me, the bigger battery hasn't exactly translated to significantly better battery life. It's honestly been the same. I mean, if you own a Series 7, let me know in the comments how your battery life has been. But for me, it's just been kind of meh. I don't know. The cool part is the Series 7 does come with faster charging if and only if you use the USB-C puck that's inside the box. So keep that in mind. And another cool thing is that with that new charging cable, 8 minutes of charge can get you 8 hours of sleep tracking if you're into that kind of thing. So that's it. That's everything that you need to know about Apple Watch Series 7. What I really like is that Apple kept the prices for the aluminum models the same. So 41 millimeters is $399 and 45 millimeters starts at $429. Those are consistent with what we saw with Series 6. So you get a decent amount of updates and you don't have to pay any extra, which is nice to see. Now, if you're just a high roller, you've got a whole bunch of money to blow, I don't know what your financial situation looks like, but if you have it like that, then you can step up to something like stainless steel or titanium. Stainless steel starts at $700, titanium starts at $800. I kind of regret not getting titanium. It looks super sick. Now the question that you're probably wondering is, should I upgrade from my watch to the Series 7? I would say if you have something like a Series 6, you're probably good to hold off. You're not going to notice too much of a difference. If you have something older than Series 6, I would say it's worth looking at, especially if you can get something like a decent trade-in value, given that prices stayed the same between 6 and 7. At the end of the day, the Apple Watch is still going to be the best wearable accessory for those of us that, have iPhones in our pockets, and it's still a very, very capable fitness tracking device and just watch in general. So I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit like, subscribe, do all those cool YouTube things for me if you don't mind. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.